This is the paper pumpkin for, I believe it was April. It is our Hope box. In it, you're going to find instructions that is going to show you how to do 3 different cards and to create the pretties for the box. Gives you very detailed instructions on each and every card. There are 3 different designs and the instructions on how to decorate your box. And on the outside here, it shows you exactly what you're going to receive inside the box. And it also gives you some detailed information on other ways you can use this box. Some lovely ribbon. This ribbon is super, super soft. It's a Blackberry Bliss, and it's going to go around the box to give that touch of extra pretties. So soft. I'm in love with it. In here, you're going to get some stamps. Look at these beautiful stamps and some of these sentiments. I think they're perfect. You're going to have your dimensionals and this is some dots and some rhinestones. Of course, the dimensionals here. And you can't really tell what they are here, but there you go. Now you can see that they're full-size dimensionals and plenty enough to do all of the cards. And inside, you're going to find all this wonderful paper and a Blackberry Bliss mini inker. I personally like the larger inks, so I use a stamp pad. You'll have it wrapped in tissue paper. I had already opened this box before I did this for you guys. Set the box aside, and let's show you what we got. We have some beautiful butterflies. This is going to decorate the outside of our box, and they all come out. They're die cut for you. You're just going to punch them right out, and they're going to be so fabulous. You've got 3 of these beautiful pool party covered cardstocks. This will be your base for your cards. And you're just going to fold in half, sweet and simple, and we'll be able to make our cards with that. We also have, this is for the outside of the box. You're going to have 3 different ones, or this might be for one of the cards. Several different languages because we are in several different countries. And you're going to have this for the outside of the box and a gift tag as well. And again, several different countries for the different countries that we are in. And this one is another different design for our cards. And they're like this. Again, they will fold in half and make your 3 cards for this design. This is the belly band that'll go around your box once it's fit and adjusted to go on correctly. It could go on longwise or in our narrow way. Either way works just as well. I will show you how to do this as we go on through the video. And this is a beautiful die cut stencil that they have done. This is going to go on that base I just showed you. So pretty, and I love how they've colored it up. Just so gorgeous. Loving the colors in this pack. Okay, we've got another set of 3 card bases. I believe this is in polished pink. And those are also going to fold in half and make the bases for your next set of cards. And then we have all of these wonderful embellishments. We've got some butterflies here. And those are super cute. And these are also 3 different elements that will go on one of the cards. I believe that's either Pool Party or Bermuda Bay. And then we have just simple cutouts. These are going to be your simple little square cutouts for your sentiments and circles. These are also watercolor washes of some coloring for your cards. Again, some sentiments in several different languages for the different languages that we're in that will go on your cards. And these are also going to go pieces for the cards. And look at these little tags. They're like little banners. They're so adorable. You get 3 sheets of these, and I actually did all of the cards the same. And of course, we have matching envelopes for all of our cards. There's going to be 3 of each kind. Aren't they adorable and so full of color? I wish I could remember to always do my envelopes to match my cards because it just brings so much more fun to the card. And last but not least, the last set of envelopes to go to our matching cards. And then inside the box we have How to Assemble Our Hope box. And this is a box done by Shelli, I believe. Yeah, Shelli. And she designed this box, and she gives you some information about how to use it and what it was meant for her. Now we're going to put all this aside, and we're going to start creating our cards. We'll use our instructions here to get our ideas, and I'm just actually going to make each one of the cards for you, just one card of each. We're going to start with the top one and find all of the items that we need for this card. We're going to need one of these beautiful little pieces. We're going to need our pretty little Bermuda Bay cards. And I'm just going to do one again. So it's going to go like that. And then I'm going to need our pretty base to go on this, which is going to be the pool party once I can find it in the stack of papers. We also need our butterflies. And all the way on the bottom, we're going to locate those pool party. There we go. Keep out the butterflies. Let's set this stuff to the side, leaving out our dimensionals and our glue dots. And of course, we need our stamps. Now, again, I do like using the actual stamp pad and not the re-inker. The re-inker to me is just too small. So I'm going to use this first stamp that comes with the set, put it on my block, and I'm going to get out my Blackberry Bliss ink. Now that we've got it all nice and placed, need a foam mat to use underneath our stamping because these are also polymer stamps. So our polymer stamps don't have that nice little foamy rubber underneath them to stamp well. And you can decide whichever way you would like. You could dab your ink on with this, but again, like I said, I prefer the larger Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to go find mine. See? Just ink this up nice and juicy. And I didn't find that this stamped all that well, but it could just be that there's a lot of film on this stamp and I didn't really clean it or anything beforehand. So we're just going to stamp on top of our foam so that we can get a good impression. Little pressure, let it sit, and let that ink just kind of flow into that paper. And then pull it up, straight up, and there you go. And I'm going to close my ink because if not, I'll have ink everywhere. Now this is going to go right on top of our Bermuda Bay card base. We can use our glue dots. Not a huge fan of these. They're good for ribbons and things, but these are not my favorite things to use. They're just, my nails get in the way. I prefer my glue. This right here is the reason I do not like glue dots. Getting the back off of them is such a pain. Just place this right in the center of the card. And now we're looking for the little dimensionals that I forgot to pull. And they're not dimensionals, they're little tomorrow and hopes. We're going to pull off a tomorrow and a hope. And we're going to actually lay this on top of the card. Right, like that. So it just gives it a quick little color. And I think that's fabulous. I would have never thought to do that. That is just not something I would have thought to do. But it's so cool. And then we have the word hope that goes on top of the hope. Just a little bit of glue because I'm much happier with the glue. And I will fix all of that glue here in a little while. Don't worry about it. What I plan on doing with these cards is sending them out one or two at a time to my granddaughter. Letting them come in the mail to make her tickle pink. Now we're going to take some of these butterflies. I don't remember which ones they said. I believe I go back and look. And we're going to use these top ones. And there we go. Going to use that glue that I screwed up and put down. And voila, card number 1 is almost done. Use my bone folder to go ahead and fold this down. Make it nice and flat. Put a little bit of glue on the back of this. You could also use your glue dots that are provided for you in the kit. You don't necessarily need the glue, but I tend to prefer the glue. Gives me that little extra wiggle room. And there you go. Card 1, done. You could stamp some extra butterflies and stuff on the inside, and it would make it even more beautiful than that. Now I'm going to clean my block because, you know, that purple ink will get everywhere on my chamois, which has been well loved. Card number 2. We're going to use this beautiful polished pink card base. I love the pink. This is my favorite pink Stampin' Up! Has. We're also going to use these cool little banner pieces and our circles. And a few of the butterflies. Now I've cut one of each color out. I don't know if we'll need one of each color, but these banners cut out perfectly. They make for great backgrounds. I love the way they actually did this. It's giving me some ideas for some Christmas cards with some of the fabulous designer series paper that we have. Now we're just going to take these, and these are going to go on top of, I don't know, what. Let me look at the instructions. And I'm trying to find the piece of card that goes with this. Again, I have all of this. I should have separated it by card, but I just went right to it for you. It's going to go on top of these pieces of white cardstock that came in the kit. And they're just going to lay across from each other. And as I was putting these together, I learned that, you know, doing them a little off center, they worked out much better. And I don't believe the actual directions tell you to raise them with the dimensionals, but I'm going to try some dimensionals on some of these. I think it'll look much better. So this first one, I'm just going to put some glue on it. Just not even going to go with the dots. And I'm going to put it towards the bottom, I believe. Let's see what I do here. Yes. We're going to kind of put it on the edge towards the bottom. And the next one will be off center from that with some dimensionals. I love that Stampin' Up! Provides all of these dimensionals because this is plenty of dimensionals for the entire kit of all of this stuff in here. And you only need 2 on this, 1 on each end. And the dimensionals are so much easier to get off than the glue dots. And I made it go over it just a little bit so there would be plenty of room for both the others. And then the next one goes on, which is glue, so that you have that up, down kind of layering going. And of course, this glue is trying to run out on me. And as you can see, I didn't put the dimensionals perfectly, so I'm going to have to remove this a little bit just to scooch it over a hair. And we'll put a little glue on that dot at the end. There we go. You could never tell I made a mess. And this one, it did go down because it is with glue, and I didn't put a whole lot of glue. It does go down like that. So it's like, oh man, and I think I tear it all up. It's okay. Because you're never going to notice and see those boo-boos that I've made. But, you know, we all make some mistakes, and in crafting, you just hide it with more embellishments. And as you see, we just covered up that tear. No big deal. And there we go. Now the next one will have some dimensionals on it as well. And it will go raised just next to the other. And you never see that boo-boo. Cool, huh? I think it's pretty. So now we're going to put this right here like that. Look how nice that looks. Now we've got this circle, and then we need to stamp our sentiment on this circle. And the sentiment that it tells us to use is this one, which says, just a note of hope. And again, we're going to use our blackberry ink. Get that ink all up on that stamp. And of course, make sure you use your foam mat. And press it down in the center and give it a little hold. Let it suck in. And voila, you should get a great image after this. Perfect. Again, cover up that ink. We don't need Blackberry Bliss on everything. Now this is just going to go on top of our card there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edges of my circle, which you really can't see, but there you go. We just need a little bit and pop it on and boom, there you go. Now we're going to put a few butterflies on this. Again, you could use your glue dots, and that would be perfectly fine. But again, I use just a little glue because for me, it's so much easier, even though my glue wants to run out. Now we're going to put some glue on the back of this and just pop it right onto that card base if my glue doesn't die. There it goes. And there you go. I'm going to put my bone folder down on this just to give it a nice flat edge. Card number 2 is complete. Yay! Now let's make the last card. As I check my phone, of course. Card 3. It's this beautiful background, which I looked at it and was like, it's missing something. But we're going to use this fantastic die cut that is already done and colored for us. It's so pretty. Let me check these instructions, make sure we've got it right. And this one, we're going to use 2 of our little squares here, rectangles actually, for our sentiments. And then we're going to use those big words that come in 3 different languages. Our word hope is what we're going to use. And this is going to be a very easy card. It's not rocket science, but I love that they made this super simple. First, we're going to bone fold our card base because we're going to need this card base. It's got a lot of character that is added to this die cut that you don't even notice that you're going to need. We're going to pop this right out. Look how pretty that is. And it's just going to go right on top of this. If you notice, the flowers and the butterflies kind of go perfectly with the way it's colored. So you're just going to put a little bit of glue or your glue dots in the larger spots. And this, I think, is where I finally decide to get a different glue. If you all haven't noticed, this is my first attempt at voice-overing. So please forgive me if it's bad. It is my first one. Hope to get better, but it's going to be a lot easier with me being able to record. And we're just going to place this beautiful stencil right down here. Isn't that gorgeous? But if I'm able to record while my husband's sitting here with no audio, think of all the the more videos that I will be able to put up for you all. And we're going to take this sentiment off and get the 2 new sentiments that we need. We're going to use one that says, oh, I can't even read it from here. Get our ink back out. Where there is what the first one is. And again, it fits just perfectly on this little thing, this little rectangle that they give us. We're going to take that one off and get another sentiment. And it's going to say where there is, and then the word in the middle is hope, there is faith. I think that's what it says. But I have to see it. There is faith. And again, it fits perfectly on our little rectangles that they've provided with us. They make for beautiful cards and very uplifting. For all my friends in NOLA right now, these are going to be really nice to send out to them. Now we're just going to put all of this on top of our beautiful stenciled card base. The hope is going to go in the center with some dimensionals. And the same with our little rectangles. Now these dimensionals are almost too big for this, so I recommend if you have some small dimensionals, use those or cut these in half, because as you can see here, they were a little bit too big and I needed to trim them. But they do fit just perfectly, but you have to be pretty careful about how you get them on there. And I like putting the hope on first because it's going to go right in the center and it'll help me figure out where I need to put the other two. And then I just place the other two on. This one's going to be below it to the right. And the other one will be to the top of it to the left. So where there is hope, there is faith. And then we're going to add just a touch of more bling. We're going to put in this butterfly. Now I haven't used any of the sequins that has come in this pack. I did go back in all of my others and put 3 or 4 sequins on each and every card. So there's card 3. How beautiful. Now let's decorate our box. What do we do with it? The belly band that they gave us can go on this landscaped or portrait. I'm going to put mine on landscape just so you can see it. And I would lay it around it so you get an idea how it goes so that you can actually put your glue. I actually used tape runner on the back of mine. And then it's going to have this big butterfly that came in with these stencils. I'm going to pop that out and put that in the center. Just like so. Now I'm not going to actually put all of this together. I'm going to do it after the fact. And this way you can kind of get an idea of how it goes. We're going to have these cute little flowers. They go on each side. And then we have our butterflies. They're so pretty, so dainty. There is a sentiment that goes with this. It's all the way at the back. It's going to have the card with the tag and several different flowers which you can add. And it's going to say, always hope because you never know what tomorrow brings or will bring. That's going to be the sentiment that we're going to put on the front of this. So it can be your hope box. And there you go. And then the gross grain, I don't know if it's gross grain ribbon or not, but the beautiful soft ribbon is going to go behind all of this underneath to tie your whole package together. It's going to go underneath the butterfly, which I don't have it there and don't